Alright, Bloodborne, a game about hunting beasts using a variety of sharp, serrated blades to violently draw blood from these grotesque monstrosities, slashing, dashing, tearing through their flesh. Not exactly subtle, but you can be even more blunt than that by using a giant hammer to make use of the power of blunt force trauma instead. Which sounds better than it is, unfortunately, because to put it bluntly, this is arguably the worst damage type in the game. Given that with the exception of a handful of chalice dungeon bosses, nothing is weak to it. But a lot of bosses are explicitly resistant to getting smashed in the face, or whatever else they have in place of a face. Doesn't have a rigid definition in this game. But at least in raw numbers it should be pretty bad. But is it really? I mean, we are talking about a massive metallic hammer. So surely that must have quite a bit of impact, right? Especially if you use a fully charged R2 attack. In fact, the Kirkhammer is one of among a handful of weapons that even allow you to do a combo where you can use a unique follow-up R2 attack after landing a charged R2 attack. And that means you can do more than just a single attack, although it will drain all of your stamina. So, what would it be like to go through the game using only the Kirkhammer's charged R2 attacks, either the singular one or the full combo? Obviously, it would require the strength of a Norse god to wield a giant hammer. Yeah, that might exactly be the problem. In fact, what if we add another limitation to it? The lowest level you can be at in order to even equip this weapon in the first place is blood level 11. Well, that might indeed be a bit too heavy-handed, but I guess I'm dumber than a bag of hammers, because I wanted to see if I can quite literally beat the entire game like this. And if you think that would be traumatizing to the point of needing to smoke this kind of damage type, wink wink, in order to numb the pain, then you definitely nailed the hammer on the head. Well, this is me, barely bonking my way through Bloodborne. Now before we get started, there's a little nuisance when it comes to the audio, since I streamed this entire run directly from PS5, and after a recent update some audio issues were introduced and haven't been resolved since. So unfortunately, during sections where I play the live commentary, at certain points my microphone has an annoying distorted crackling sound. So my apologies for that, but fortunately I will be able to work around that in future videos. But with that out of the way, we cannot exactly start with the Kirkhammer obviously. So we will have to use an alternative for the cleric beast. I did look into possible pacifist solutions, but there was no out-of-bound glitch for the cleric beast. So the closest that you can get is summoning the NPC version of Gascoigne, given that he is in principle capable of soloing the cleric beast. But you'll not even go to get him to the boss arena when you cannot clear away the enemies along the way. So instead we're going to use the charge R2 attack of the Hunter's Axe to spin to win our way to the Sword Hunter badge. Which in and of itself would be an interesting playthrough, by the way. On top of that, for some reason the Hunter's Axe also inflicts blunt damage. I guess nobody bothered to sharp it or something. So I suppose there are two things in the Hunter's Dream that can be described as dull. Regardless, it is pretty noticeable though that it inflicts blunt damage, because the damage is much lower than the standard damage of the Saw Cleaver. Not to mention how that weapon gets a serrated bonus on top of that. Now fortunately the Kirkhammer has no split damage, so we are going to be able to add fire and bolt paper to it. Although this actually adds less than you might think. But of course we will make it a priority to upgrade it as quickly as possible. Unfortunately it's all rather expensive for early game, especially given the 7 levels I need to meet the stat requirements. In fact, it quite literally cost me the shirt off my back. So now we're blood level 11. And that means I can wield the Kirkhammer. There we are.
With only 3 blood vials and nothing else. Very nice. Yeah. So, here's my moveset. And the follow-up also counts. So that swing through, that is something you can do after, if you press R2 after landing a charge or two. There we are. And we cannot level up any further.
And therefore my first priority was to acquire a new attire for the necessary damage reduction. Although that wouldn't be enough without some blood vials. After all, I might be as thick as a brick, but my skull isn't thick enough to withstand blunt force trauma. In fact, staying at blood level 11 for the entire game would eventually entail that we can deal it, but definitely not take it. So I made sure to get some cold blood and stuff to sell, in order to purchase blood vials and to upgrade to +2.
Okay, let's see. Well, that's a good thing about the rallying system. We simply get all of our health back. Well, not all of our health necessarily. If he doesn't... Oh, that actually works very well. Just poise through it. Or hype... Oh, that doesn't work. It depends on the attack, of course. It's not enough time for a backstab, but... The follow-up did connect, but it didn't knock him back. Probably because he was in the animation of getting up. Oh, his gun. Well, then more music for you. Oh, that didn't really hit. That one did. Oh, whoa, 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 no, it's a good thing that that missed, because that wasn't what I wanted to do. I'm earlier than you are. Quick, get him. Follow up. Okay, nice. Well, there's only the first fight, so that's not so bad.
So, as you could see, a benefit of this weapon is not only that you can flatten humanoid enemies, but that you also have hyper armor at the end of the animation. That not only can allow your attack to go through, but because of the rally system may entail that trading hits doesn't necessarily mean trading damage in the process. However, hyper armor can also be broken by attacks that knock you up in the air. And keep that in mind for later. But all in all, this is only the second boss fight, so being low level is not yet a limitation. Well, of course I would first upgrade to +3. Fortunately, there's a Wandering Madness in Old Yharnam, which are named that because they wander off, which can be maddening. Or maybe it's spelled wrong, and they leave you wondering whether you have already gone mad. Yeah, I suppose the power of my hammer was already out of bounds. But that wouldn't matter if I cannot reliably hit the Bloodstarved beast. Now for Gascoigne, backstab opportunities were less relevant, exactly because I could flatten him, but against the Bloodstarved beast it would be very much beneficial. Although, the obvious problem there is that the Kirkhammer has a much longer wind-up than the Saw Cleaver. So would backstab opportunities even be viable in the first place?
Oh, that's pretty nice. Of course, I do have to watch my stamina. Oh, that did not connect. Oh, whoa, ooh. That did not connect either, okay. That did connect, but it was not a backstab. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. The damage is actually pretty good. It could work. Crap. Oh, my stamina. I definitely have to watch out for my stamina. Now it's going to be a little harder to hit him, I think. Yeah, that's not gonna hit, no. It's not a backstab, but it does hit him. Or her. I think they are supposed to be female, so... Also, it's not blood-starved in the sense of, like, hungry for blood. It's more like, because it's the monster's flayed, so it's drained of its blood, basically. It's a bit of a weird translation. No, that's not gonna hit. No, it's not. Oh, that was not even fully charged, so that's not even allowed, so... Good thing that didn't hit. Uh-oh. Well, actually, the poison explosion is an attack opportunity, but I do have to make sure that I get close enough before it has the time to go off. Damn it, the poison buildup is not... Please, flatten. Ah, that works. That works. It's pretty cool that you can launch her basically across the arena with the follow-up. Is this enough? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's enough. Okay, good. All right. Oh, let me go through. Yes. Well, a whole bunch more to pick up, and then we will definitely be powerful enough to take on Emilia. But of course, I have to kill the witches anyway. So. Oh, hey, the backlogs. Hey, Lemon, how are you doing? Yes, hammer charts are twos. Big oof. Well, so far it's not so bad, but of course we only just get started, so that doesn't really mean much yet. Late game, of course, then things are going to go, yeah, probably not so well. Oh, and oh.
Huh. Irony.
I think you just jinxed it, Backlogs. I think you just jinxed it a little bit.
Well, I guess it's ironic that Lemon being outside of the game manages to get me killed, whereas the Witches of Hamwick have little to no chance of doing the same. I mean, I don't have to hammer home the fact that it's the easiest quote-unquote boss fight in the game. Regardless, let me first get in the right mood by listening to MC Hammer. No, not that guy, I mean me being an MC with a hammer. And even though you still cannot tell which witch is which witch, and the telekinesis attack is still a bitch, you can at least survive this way without a hitch, and that way we left both witches in the ditch. Well, that definitely sets the mood, because the eternal problem with the witches is that if you cannot do visual attacks specifically, you won't make the first witch explicitly bloody. And then you cannot tell which witch is which witch. And you think that it wouldn't matter which witch is which witch, because when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. However, when you can't tell which witch is which witch, then you don't know which witch to attack at which time to prevent the witch which is still alive to resurrect the witch which you've just killed. Which is kind of a bitch, because when that happens, you have to deal with the telekinesis attack, which the witches acquire at that point in the fight. Which is pretty much the only way the witches can get you killed. Because if you have such a small life bar, then the witch's grab attack is that which can insta-kill you. Well, it would be, unless they magically don't end up grabbing you.
Oh, whoa! I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't... Oh, whoa, huh? Oh, she didn't grab me for some reason. Okay.
Huh. I guess that's why they are called witches, which is something which I never was too sure about. Just like not being able to tell which witch is which witch. Oh good, they're finally dead. This was getting a little tiresome. In fact, even in the script I couldn't tell which witch was which witch when it comes to which version of the word witch to use at which time. Okay, have I done this bit enough times by now that I won't have to do it anymore in future videos? Nah. So, now it's time for another beast-type boss fight. And just like Krakbeast, she is resistant to blunt damage. Although it's not that much higher than regular physical damage. So the main reason why a +5 saw cleaver would do significantly more damage is because of the serration bonus. Regardless, my hammer was still at +5 already. And on top of that, like a true Dutchman, I made sure to light up my blunt weapon. So the damage was more than sufficient, although it is still a completely different fight like this compared to a saw cleaver or saw spear. Given that when you use those weapons, even at +0, you can keep Amelia stun locked for the entire duration of the fight. Which I could definitely not do with slow blunt attacks like this. Regardless, it still appeared easy enough for me, which might have resulted in me getting a bit too overconfident.
Uh-oh. You see? Then you get like something like this. I'm jinxing myself. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, I guess From Software games have become sentient. So at least do not provide this game with insight, because it will indeed make the game more difficult in one way or another. On top of that, I was already making things harder than necessary to begin with, since I chose to not allow myself to use Numbing Mist to prevent Amelia from healing herself. But at the very least, if you stagger her when she is on her healing animation, that will in fact cancel the animation.
Whoa, fuck! Was way too close. Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do. Yeah, she's going to heal again. Damn it. Okay, give me an opportunity, please. Oh, I don't have enough stamina for the follow-up. Quick, quick, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that it was easy because it wasn't as easy as I thought. But there we go, at least we got it done. We only have the rest of the game left.
The password.
My name is Mimi LeBonk.
You stupid woman!
Well, with Amelia down, we had access to the Forbidden Woods, meaning that the shadows would be next. However, being restricted to such a slow attack and such a small life bar, I was in fact even afraid of my own shadow. So in order to not risk becoming a shadow of my former self, I decided that I was still in a Dream Snake Eater. Twice in a row in fact, which was quite a thrill. But I also decided to go to K-Nurse first, in order to get the most bang for my buck per attack by gathering bloodstone chunks. And on top of that, I needed some appropriate fashion, and the only outfit you can link to the Kirkhammer is the Executioner set, given that Alfred initially wields his hammer before reinventing the wheel. Kind of unnecessary, but at that point he's a bit of a pinhead. But the whole point is that when I returned to the woods, I had significantly increased my damage output. And by using the clockwise rune, I had, well, a little less significantly increased my health bar. Well, regardless, without a shadow of a doubt, the upcoming boss fight would bring to light how vulnerable you truly are when facing not merely agile opponents, but 3 at once, including one with ranged attacks. So, if you thought that the shadows would give me trouble, then once more you nailed the hammer on the head.
You think I could easily win now because I have a top hat on, but apparently it doesn't work like that. Okay, now we got in the fire of the candle shadow. Oh. Damn it, I really have to watch out for the candle shadow. I basically cannot attack when he's close by. Oh, he still knocked me out of my animation. So I'm not sure which attacks knock me out of my animation and which don't. And I also don't know which is which, but that's no longer applicable. God damn it, the fireball.
But despite giving it the old college try, I do need to hammer home that we're not out of options yet. We cannot level up, but we can still become more powerful and even more resilient. Therefore, I decided to go to the Nightmare Frontier first.
Take me away to that special place. That blowjob place.
Not merely to take a break given that I eventually would have to face Amy anyway, but also because there's another HP rune here to pick up. However, we can go even further beyond than that. Because if you combine the drops from the special giant versions of Wandering Madness in this area, with the regular ones from the DLC area before Ludwig, you can get your weapon all the way to +9. But before that, I'm sure we already do sufficient damage against Amygdala. And indeed, I definitely did. Very much so, in fact. I even was somehow able to hit Amy's head after she raised herself back up again. Although I wasn't able to replicate this afterwards. However, no matter how much damage you manage to inflict, the bosses can still hurt me more than I can hurt them. I mean, the HP runes will prevent a lot of one-shots, but not all of them. Fortunately, Amygdala gives you a lot of damage opportunities, if you're patient. And you can even go for the arms instead if you're not in the right position to hit the head. However, once the arms come off, my usual go-to strategy is to bait jump attacks by tickling Amy's crotch, which understandably would make her jump up. However, then I encountered some timing issues.
Come on, hit that! No! Shit! Damn it, this is not good. Do the other attack then. The other attack, please. Nice camera. That's better. Come on, do the other attack, yeah? Okay. Ah, I got him.
Well, it took some patience, but the end result of a giant hammer straight to the amygdala should be pretty obvious. Although it's also possible that it's not a reference to a part of the brain, but actually is a reference to the tonsils. Yeah, and getting your tonsils removed with a giant hammer sounds a bit like overkill as well, but at least it will give you an excuse to eat a frick ton of ice cream. By the way, if you find yourself stuffing ice cream down your fat gullet via your gluttonous gaping maw once again, and you're interested in a quite fresh perspective on the Bloodborne lore, then you should definitely go and check out the highly underrated channel Charred Firmas, who makes some startling connections to Victorian medical practices as being the true main inspiration for Bloodborne's story. There's a link in the description box and in the pinned comment. Anyway, as I said, by collecting chunks from the Nightmare Frontier and the earlier parts of the DLC, I was able to upgrade all the way to +9. So perhaps that would allow me to show that, although the shadows are the bosses, I am the one in charge. And although the giant gravestone wouldn't provide much protection or attack opportunity, it would at least help me separate them to an extent, at least if I would make sure to kill the katana shadow first, given that the maze wielding one is designed to stay at a distance. Moreover, the smaller gravestones would in fact provide that little bit of protection to get some hits in. Not perfectly, but it does prevent a direct attack and provides a little bit of an additional barrier for the shadows. However, no matter what I would do, the sidestep cheese tactic would not be possible, so even if I could leave the candle one for last, it still wouldn't be the case that I would have only one enemy to worry about.
Oh, fuck. Damn it, now I have to kill the tonight's one first. So now I still have the problem that they are going to stick together. But maybe I can make it work. Not like this. Fuck, delicious. No, fuck. Oh, that was pure luck. That was pure luck, but hey, I'll take it. Damn it, the snakes. Damn it, not good. Damn it! He actually hit me. Uh-oh. Now I'm fucked. This might actually be helpful. I don't have stamina. No! Hit him, please. I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him.
Well, when it comes to Rom, it's not merely the boss herself that you have to worry about. It's also the entire infestation of little Roms. Or actually, unlike Rom herself, the little ones actually do look like spiders with their 8 legs. Whereas Rom herself looks more like a deformed caterpillar covered in luminous flowers. So calling her a spider is a bit of a vacuous statement. Regardless, as satisfying as it is to obliterate a whole legion of spiders with a giant sledgehammer, just like in real life, it was simply not the optimal strategy, because when Rom starts attacking you in the second and third phase, having to slowly charge your hammer not only leaves you vulnerable, but you will also take bonus damage because you're in an attack animation. In fact, the way to survive the AoE explosion is to purposely not dodge it, because the counter damage will one-shot you. But if you don't react at all, you can still tank it even with a small life bar. But yeah, given how risky it all was, leaving the small spiders alive and just focusing on Rom so that each individual attempt wouldn't take as long, was certainly not optimal, but definitely less draining and time consuming. So in the end, I basically resorted to my favorite, most tried and true strategy. Just doing whatever and hoping it works out somehow.
Smashalicious. Okay, so behind there... Oh. Ah! What the fuck? He was turned around. You can't really see that given... he looks practically the same from all positions. Oh. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Uh-oh. Oh, I got lucky there. Yeah! Got him. Okay, so here we have a nice blood gem. Let's go and open up the shortcut first. So it's a bit of a roundabout way, but it does work. It should work. Hey, hello. What the fuck? Why is the elevator not working? This is weird. Hey, elevator! What the fuck? What the hell is this? That's not normal. Can you walk forward, please? That's kind of weird. Oh, and now it does work. That's very strange.
Now, when it comes to the one reborn, it's all a matter of whether or not you can permanently keep the boss on the ground by breaking each limb in succession. If you can do that, the fight is easy. If you can't, the fight turns into complete chaos. And in this case, I could. And given that I had bolt paper now, I was able to add extra charge to my charge attacks. However, it did require much more precise movement and stamina management. Especially because the boss can immediately summon AoEs around the limbs after getting back up. And given that the limb breaking is damage based and not a separate poison value like in Elden Ring, it quickly became clear that I would be better off doing the single charge attacks rather than the full combo, as the follow-up swings inflict less damage. In fact, speaking of doing less damage, I did not do enough to actually kill the boss before running out of limbs to break, which sounds rather weird given that the boss basically consists of limbs. But the point is that then there is another AoE that you might have to worry about.
Uh-oh, I'm dead. No! No! He was going to do the explosion. Whoa, that's loud. Well, that was clutch because I heard the sound of, you know, where the giant explosion happens. Which actually almost never hits you, but it would definitely have hit me in that location, obviously. But I killed him before the explosion could go off, so it was actually pretty clutch. That was definitely very clutch. Ow. Does that count? I think... Oh, huh? Is he such a dick? Come on, do something. Oh, fuck. That's too far away. Well, with Gascoigne, when I did a follow-up after he was on the ground, I didn't hit him, so I'm not going to risk it with Mikolash. Damn it, I think the oh, I heard the marionette, but... Okay, quickly. Yeah, there's a marionette. Fuck! This sucks. Okay, this is pure guess. This is not a good thing. He's almost in his next phase. Maybe we can quickly guide... Oh, fuck, damn it, the marionettes are way more aggressive than even he is. Oh, huh? They knocked me out of... Uh-oh, now he's another marionette. And he just need one more hit. Son of a whore. Oh, hey, Mikolash is actually... He still hit me, come on! Pure guess. Quick, quick! Okay, nice. Wow, I got lucky there. Oh, hey, backlogs! Lemon in the house. Baron and Lemon both in my chat at the same time. What an honor. Okay. I would love some good RNG. I mean, my damage is definitely not bad at all. Whoa! No! I don't see anything. Okay, one more time, please. No call beyond. Yes, I have him, I have him, I have him. Don't get away. Yeah. Oh, that was good RNG. That was good RNG. Nice, delicious. That was good RNG. Ah, that was nice. I smacked some sense into him. And I get his cock cage as reward. Ah, nice. Wait, if I can sneak up... Yeah, I don't think this will work because I cannot chain stomp him. Oh, what hell? I teleported? That was very weird. Yeah, okay, that does work. I don't know what's up with that teleportation that that just happens, but whatever. Or is it around the corner? Oh no, there. Yeah, the nursing, that's 15%. That didn't happen. This she's a paid actor. She's sweet, she's a doll.
So, now with my hammer fully upgraded, it was time to clear the any percent part of the run. And although the wet nurse is an excellent boss fight, but once you learn how to avoid her nightmare phase, given that it is initiated by a dodgeable AoE attack, the fight becomes incredibly straightforward. Not only do you not have to worry about any clones, but the nightmare phase also changes her movement. So, therefore, I easily defeated her on my first attempt. Well, I easily first tried her on my second attempt. So, bonk baby bonk and burn dreamy burn. And that is any percent done. Well, so far so good, but my plan was to beat all the main game and DLC bosses. And therefore it was now time to clean up the optional fights in the main game. So I made my way to Darby Sparl, who is one of those optional fights, but he is not skilled for endgame. So it was ironically not much of a shock that, to put it bluntly, I boldly diffused that little spark of life that remained in his bony body, as my attacks were even more charged than he was. Well, since I'd been to Kanos before anyway, I decided to give Logarius a try. Well, at least that was my intention, if I could even get to him in the first place. Like, what the hell is up with this run back? Just place a stake of America over there or something. I don't give a shit, just put me back at the stupid boss fight. I don't stand a ghost of a chance. Screw this, I'm going to a happier place than this first. So therefore I made my way to the orphanage. Oh, jeez. I guess I forgot what game I was playing. You know what? I need something stronger than this stupid juice box over here. However, I need to keep things YouTube friendly. Well, we can fix that with some wordplay and a remove label. So here I have a bottle of delicious raspberry, let's call it juice, to prevent YouTube from whining about age restriction. Okay, I think we can all put 2 and 2 together. Seriously though, this stuff is so good. And despite being obviously just innocent fruit juice, it will very much result in me getting hammered. Appropriately. In fact, I fear it's going to affect my brain. And speaking of which, ironically, under specific circumstances, regular enemies can be more dangerous than actual boss fights.
So that would work out. Oh yeah, you have to actually kill these guys, so... Uh-oh. No! Okay, I'm dead. Well, that sucked. Quite literally, that sucked. My brain out. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, this is some fuck. Well, that's about... Monster Hunter was actually one of my first playthroughs on the entire channel. What the fuck? Why did he move through it? You see what I said about the blunt resistance of brain suckers? I thought that wouldn't happen because with the previous one I smashed him into the ground, but still. That is also something you notice, by the way, if you just use in a regular playthrough when you attack them with the Hunter's Axe, for example, they also will just move right through it. Hey, found your channel about a month ago and just wanted to thank you for the hours of entertainment you've given. Keep up the awesome work, my dude. Oh, thank you so much, Linus. I appreciate that. Whoa, whoa, I don't appreciate that. Oh, good thing I opened up the shortcut. Jesus. Oh, fuck, again! I thought I had a backstab, so... Okay, now I'm probably dead. Oh, I got lucky. I got lucky. So I want to do the follow-up. Wait, this is an idea. Maybe this will work. I actually don't know if this works, but you can give it a try. Maybe this will help. See, if you delay, you can do a slight delay, as you can see, between the charge and the rest of the combo. And that will hit him.
Well, just like their kin, who are also kin, the Celestial Emissaries have very high blunt resistance, but given how little health they have, that is practically meaningless. Regardless, that did not mean that this fight was over in a matter of seconds, like in most playthroughs. The issue here was not about the damage that I could inflict on them, but the ease of which they could inflict damage on me. Not only do they have numbers on their side, but also, the camera. The true hardest boss in Souls games.
Oh, I actually don't even know what that... Oh, whoa, it's good. It's good. It's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I actually think that's a healing move. I'm not even completely sure about that. But you saw that wave that came from him? I actually think that heals the small aliens, but I'm not even sure. But it was a good thing, because, hey, it allowed me an attack. So that was actually very helpful.
Oh boy, well, other than the camera and, well, gravity, not only is Abritus already one of the hardest bosses in the main game at least, but she also has the highest blunt defenses in the entire game. However, this didn't seem to be all that relevant as long as you only attack her head, which is my go-to approach anyway, given that she takes double damage or even significantly more than that after you've given her a seizure from blunt force trauma to the brain, or thyroid if the latest lore interpretation is correct. Thyroid. Kind of ironic that I can hardly get that word out of my throat. By the way, even if you are at the lowest level, BL4, whenever you feel like you can't react in time to a charge attack, as long as you don't even try to dodge at all, you can actually tank the incoming damage. Because the thing is that if you dodge and fail, you die because of the counter damage. Or instability damage or whatever it's called. But in my case, I am BL11 and I have 2 HP runes equipped. Meaning I had even more of a margin of error in that sense. However, the flying charge she can do in her third phase is a different story. Especially because she really likes to troll you by doing it right after her laser barrage. And maybe it's my lack of insight or that I somehow managed to retain my humanity after all these challenge runs. But I don't have mutated hands that allow for claw grip. So as I mentioned before, ultimately the camera is a harder boss than the boss itself. I suppose I should have used my tried and true chin method. And no, I'm not implying that I have a mutated chin.
Oh. Okay, good. Yeah, worked. The follow-up did enough damage. Thank you, Bolt Paper. Alright. That was good RNG. That immediately did a headbutt in the third phase. Awesome sauce. Ah, that was not so bad. Second try.
Well, that went surprisingly smoothly, given that we are talking about Abritus here. So that meant that only one boss remained before the DLC. And therefore I quickly went back to the game. Oh, you're freaking kidding me! You know what, I'm starting to suspect that Gurman ended up as a wheelchair-bound old man. Not because of the dream, but because of the nightmare of sitting through these freaking challenge runs.
Okay, get the backstab. How? How? What the fuck, dude? How is that possible? How the fuck was that not a backstab? Explain, Miyazaki. Uh-oh, that's not safe. I don't know where it is. Come on. Again, not safe, but don't move. Okay, fuck. Come on! Oh, it was one of the swords, look. It was one of the swords. Unbelievable. Oh, that's unbelievable. It was one of the swords. That missed. There the swords go again. And there's just no place where I'm safe. And it just goes on and on and on. I don't... Thank you, camera! Yeah, I can't react. Thank you, camera. No, ooh! I didn't react in time. No stamina. When the fuck are those swords going to stop? What the fuck, dude? No, still not. Well, the sword stopped, but... Oh, I actually got him! I got a backstab out of that. Oh! Wow, I did not expect that to be the victory, but that came kinda out of nowhere. Whew! Wow.
Well, that was the main game, but now... we have to somehow manage to get past all the DLC bosses, even though we already experienced so much frustration with bosses that, in principle, should be easier. Well, I can yell about it, but then I would probably get a little hoarse. And if you screech even louder, then I guess you get two horses melted together. And against this boss, there was no horsing around. But hey, unlike Logarius, at least the run back here is... Oh.
Another stagger, nice. That's not smart, probably. Fuck. If I get one more hit, I can get the stagger. I just going for it. See, because then he staggers, and then you can finish it. Well, I do have to say, I pretty much tanked my way through that fight, but still. Hey, it did get the job done. So that is what being at level 11 rather than level 4 plus 2 HP runes helped me do. To get, to tank my way through certain parts. But that's helpful that you know that when he is at that low health that he will stagger. That's a guarantee, that's literally how he is designed. So I knew it was safe to attack there. And I very much like that. That's weird, Ludwig was easier than Martha Logarius. But that was definitely the case.
I was actually quite worried about the living failures. given that they have the highest blunt defenses after Abritus. And the thing is that the longer this fight takes, the more likely it becomes that you take a surprise hit from, well, basically off screen. Since we're dealing with 4 bosses at the same time, and the 5th boss being the camera, of course. And like usual, I had a pretty good first attempt, but it only went downhill from there. That is pretty standard by now. But ultimately this fight was mainly a matter of patience. The main strategy was to focus on the casters since they are less aggressive and their casting animations are slow and leave them vulnerable. Now because the melee ones tend to chase you around, sometimes you can even get a nice double hit. And when the meteor phase begins, if you are even more patient, you can just keep waiting for them to resummon the meteors to get free attack opportunities. And the game might be very cryptic, but at least it hints that the key is to be patient, given that the entire area before it is filled with them. Alright then, 2 of the DLC bosses down with at least less difficulty than you would expect given the circumstances. But now we have the very quick and, dare I say, very dashing Lady Maria to deal with. Well, initially I wasn't worried about the Maria fight because I've always wanted to smash, because I always use a similar strategy against her, at least whenever parrying is not an option. And given that when fighting her on BL4 you mainly go for backstabs, which you can even do in the first phase with the right spacing and opportunity. So I thought that I could use the same approach this time as well. So let's see how viable that strategy is given the longer wind-up of the Kirkhammer. Okay, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I guess we could call that a draw. Crapalicious, this is going to require a completely different approach. Gluk, 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 gluk. So, I could decide to simply trade hits by making use of my hyper armor, but that would obviously not be ideal. However, if you time it correctly, then you can trade hits without trading damage because of the rally system. Although that is hard to do intentionally given how unpredictable Maria can be. So another option was to attack right after she finishes a combo. Now she could still dodge away, but hey, splash damage is still damage at least. After all, if I could get her into her second phase, then perhaps I could go back to fishing for backstab opportunities. Perhaps not actual backstabs, but at least the same attack windows that you would use on a BL4 run. Or pretty much in general if you don't have the ability to parry her.
Well, it's not a backstab, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that still gives you only barely time to get damage in, but it worked out. Bro, that was still, as I said, because that was only splash damage. Damn it, she can actually do a follow-up there, so I got lucky that didn't happen. Uh-oh, no, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Whoa, I got lucky. I got really lucky there. Because that would have been an instant kill. And now she has fire. Uh-oh. This is actually pure luck, you know. Oh, fuck, it didn't even hit. That she doesn't do a follow-up. Yeah, punish the jump, sure. That's gonna work. Fuck, not in the right position. She hasn't done a follow-up a single time, by the way. Again, pure luck that she didn't do a follow-up. But hey, I'll take it. Whoa, fuck, what? What the hell? 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 Okay, now I'm not in a good position. Yeah, now she does. Nah, exactly. Now she does it. Well, can't complain because she didn't do it the entire fight, so. Oh! Fuck, no. Does that still allow me to get a hit in? Splash damage. Better than nothing. Otherwise I'm just going to get distracted. Huh? The music suddenly stopped. Kill her! Yes! Got her! Very nice. Hey, it's only a good thing that, that the stream chat didn't distract me, I guess. Oh, nice. Even the music was getting tired. Yeah, I suppose so. Wow. Skill plus luck is what the fuck. Yeah, that was basically what it is. Yeah, that's kind of special. The first attempt I didn't get a single hit in, and the second attempt I beat her.
Alright then, so far the DLC has been quite manageable, but that's going to take one hell of a turn right now, with Orphan of Cause. Now you might think that he wouldn't be such an obstacle, because wouldn't the standard BL4 approach, fishing for backstab opportunities, pun intended, be a viable approach? Well, yes and no. It wasn't that straightforward. First of all, the windup is much slower than the saw cleaver, meaning that a backstab opportunity wouldn't necessarily result in an actual backstab. It would still do damage, but it can also leave you vulnerable, even when you get a poise break where Orphan weirdly instantly turns around for some reason. So you have to deal with a variety of differently timed follow-up attacks on Orphan's part, and when you do get an actual backstab, it simply wasn't safe for me to do a follow-up, because this would drain all of my stamina, making it impossible to react if Orphan would choose to instantly retaliate. Meaning that I could only survive if Orphan simply happened to not immediately counterattack or do some sort of a slow attack that would allow my stamina to regain in time. But given how long this fight takes under these circumstances, that would be demanding a hell of a lot from the RNG gods, and we all know how fickle or downright vindictive they can be. However, not doing follow-up attacks would make the fight last even longer, and it's already so RNG dependent whether you even get backstab opportunities on a somewhat regular basis in the second phase, where you no longer are able to trick the AI into jumping over you by using an item. Which, on a side note, at random times stopped working altogether, strangely enough.
He's again not reacting to my item. I don't know what causes that, but I guess cause is the cause.
But on top of all of that, there was another RNG factor that almost brought me to the edge of despair. During the second phase, I had only 2 backstab opportunities to work with. The triple stomp and the sideways attack where he jumps over you. However, he doesn't necessarily follow up like that. Sometimes he will actually do the triple stomp right after that sideways attack, instead of jumping over you. And here's the problem with that. Because the Kirkhammer is slower than the saw cleaver, in order to even get a backstab, I had to initiate the charge R2 much earlier, right after getting in position to not have Orphan jump right on top of me and kill me in the process. And therefore I simply had no time to wait and see if he would do the triple stomp instead of jumping. Meaning that whenever he would do the triple stomp at that point, my fate would be sealed. In fact, even when doing everything seemingly correctly, then this could still happen. So, given how much favorable RNG I would require, I was already getting desperate. But then something happened I didn't even know could happen. I died because Orphan cancelled the triple stomp animation and then immediately did another attack. What? How? Unfortunately, I cannot really play the livestream audio here because the crackling microphone was absurdly bad at this point. Probably extra bad because I was speaking with quite a bit of volume. Because as you might imagine, my reaction had a little more intensity than saying, "Ah, shucks, fizzle sticks. I find this situation slightly disappointing." So instead, allow me to give a visual representation of my reaction to this rather unfortunate event. Okay, this is just not gonna work. I need to have the ability to complete my combo, which requires me to have stamina remaining. And the only way to achieve that is to go into the chalice dungeons and acquire the tier 3 stamina rune. Now, fortunately, the bosses for the root chalice are obviously skilled for early game, so they are quite squishy. In fact, the Merciless Watchers are one of the only bosses in the entire game that are explicitly weak to blunt damage. No idea why, because they look rather bouncy and squishy, but that rather peculiar weakness, combined with early game health bars, yeah, as I said, squishy. However, I not only acquired the tier 3 stamina rune, but also the tier 3 HP rune, and a 20% physical gem to replace my 15% one. And therefore not only had I enough stamina, but still a bit of a health boost, and a relatively small but still quite noticeable damage boost. But most importantly, I had the ability now to do the follow-up swing after a backstab, and still be able to dodge when Orphan would immediately retaliate. However, that was still quite a challenge, because he can react in multiple different ways, requiring different timings depending on what exactly he does. But at least it gave me the edge I would need. Not a sharp metallic edge, of course, but then again, it's not like Orphan's placenta has one either. Unlike what some people falsely claim. Demonstrably false, in fact. Just wanted to emphasize that. Once more.
Oh fuck, yeah, okay, well I got damage in. Damn it, too far away. Oh, I did hit him. Oh, okay. Well, twice in a row I didn't expect it. Ooh. Oh. Oh, no! No! Oh shit, he's still alive. Okay, one more hit. Oh fuck! No! No! That was scary as fuck. I almost dodged. Oh! Okay, let's not choke right now. Not choke. Don't choke. Don't choke. Do not choke. First try. First try, Orphan of God. There we go. Ah, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Fuck me. Oh, son of a...
Okay, only one more boss in the DLC remaining. And therefore it's time to wake Lawrence from his little nap. Too bad he has one hell of a hangover, because he got hammered the day before. And unfortunately for him, he's going to get hammered some more. Is what I say with full confidence, but we are talking about one of the hardest fights in the game here, so it's not exactly that simple. But at least the fight is not that different under these circumstances. Just a little slower. And you have to be a bit more careful when it comes to timing, because your attack windows are smaller than usual. And they can already require some strict timing, and especially positioning. Because not only are we dealing with large hitboxes, but nearly everything Lawrence does has a fire AoE around it. Which can cause a tiny little bit of an immense amount of complete fucking frustration. And ironically, even though this church is a very large arena, it always feels very small when trying to get away from this boss. After all, corners are something you will need to avoid at all costs. On top of that, Lawrence has an immense amount of health. And contrary to other beast-kind bosses, Lawrence does not take extra damage on broken limbs for some reason. Perhaps to make up for the fact that he's bound to lose 2 of them.
Okay, let's play it safe. No, that doesn't hit. No! No! Are you shitting me?
Okay, I stay calm. I'm calm. I'm completely relaxed. I'm totally relaxed. I'm as calm as I can possibly be. Ah, 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 forgot my raspberry juice. Ah.
I'm not risking follow-up attacks. I think that's the smartest approach. Whoa! I definitely should not get greedy now anymore. Ah! Just die already! Bonkalicious. Ah. I did take a rage piss before. I think now I'm going to take a victory piss.
Well, you may not have expected it, but this is where the true Bloodborne begins. In most cases, after finishing the DLC, the true final fights feel like much less of an obstacle than the fights you've just went through. However, in this night of all nights...
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
Under these circumstances, Gurman almost broke me. Almost shattered my will. Like frail porcelain annihilated by a sledgehammer, or in this case, the Reaper of the will to persevere. Even on BL4, the go-to strategy against Gurman is to parry him, even though visual attacks mean nothing at that level, but simply to create an attack opportunity. Obviously that was not an option this time, so I had to outspace his scythe attacks, which might result in a direct hit, but could also result in a meager amount of splash damage, or my hyper armor and the rally system could save me, but a lot of times he would simply cancel my attack altogether. And that's all in the first phase, when he doesn't have the aura around him that gives him near infinite poise. But before we can even get to that point, we will have to contend with his weapon in transformed version. And when on earth would it even be possible to attack him in that mode? Because then he can dodge anything you do, or simply slice you to pieces before you even have a chance to do it in the first place. My only option was to exploit a weird quirk in Gurman's AI, where he passively starts turning around with you if you stick to his left side. Very difficult to pull off in the first place, and highly RNG dependent. So this is where the RNG gods unleash their full fiery wrath upon me. At any time, Gurman could dodge backwards, followed by a gunshot, which would simply annihilate me, no matter what I did. Even with all 3 HP runes equipped, and with Maria set, which has the highest blood defenses in the entire game, the damage was still too high. There was no way around it. If he chose to react with that gunshot, the fight was over. And not only was this not exactly uncommon, the rest of the fight was hard enough as it was. It's not like getting lucky was going to be sufficient in the first place. So no matter how hard I tried, I kept dying and dying and dying until it became clear that he indeed was trying to remove me from the dream, but not to allow me to find my worth in the waking world, but to submerge me into my own personal nightmare. Despair. Pure, unadulterated despair. However, they don't call me press continue for nothing. For my willpower is an anvil that has worn out many hammers. If German could react with certain death, I would fight hammer and tongs to not allow him that opportunity to begin with. So the very moment that I noticed that he was starting to turn around with me, it was my time to strike.
Ooh. No! Ooh. Oh my god! Only splash damage, fuck off. No! What the fuck, dude? I'm running out of blood vials. Kill him! Oh, fuck! Oh,
Okay, yeah. First try, nice. So, only the final boss remained, and Flora is more often than not one of the easier fights to deal with, anticlimactic as it may be. However, that's also the reason why you never get much of an understanding of her moveset, which mostly consists of just flailing around. I mean, grab a handful of spaghetti, shake it in front of your face, that's more or less what she does. So I wasn't exactly all too sure how to approach her attacks, since I wasn't all too sure about her attacks in the first place. Fortunately, she has way less health than she should have had, being the final fight, but given that I couldn't combo her to death, that did make this fight a bit less anticlimactic, as you would actually get to see what she was capable of. Because other than flailing around, she does have some very interesting abilities. And the good thing is, those can be used to your advantage, since she leaves herself completely open when she drains your health all the way down to 1 HP.
Hahaha! Bloodborne! Blood level 11. Charge of 2 attacks, only 100% done. Thank you very fucking much. There we are. Done. Wham bam, thank you ma'am.